Jordan and welcome back to my channel. As you can see on the title of the video, I'm going to be telling you a list of my top favorite shows that you can binge watch this fall. So stay tuned, guys. Now, before I get into the video, if you had not done so already, subscribe to your girl, like, comment, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified on when I post my next videos. There is no exact order. I am just giving you a list of my shows. The first show on my list is Euphoria. Now, a lot of people may have heard of this show, but if you have not heard of Euphoria, where have you been all this time? Euphoria is a new show that is out, which is really good, that stars Zendaya. Now, come on, Zendaya, like, I know everybody's gonna jump to watch this show because who don't love Zendaya? If you're used to Disney Channel Zendaya, I advise you not to watch this show because it is not Disney Channel. It is far from Disney Channel, but the show is really good and Zendaya did a really great job portraying Rue. So Euphoria is pretty much about a troubled teen, Rue, who is fresh out of rehab and has no plans on staying clean, like literally whatsoever, until she meets a girl named Jules. Jules is pretty much struggling to find out where she fits at until she meets Rue and they become best friends. They form a relationship and a bond, which is purely amazing, and I love that about them. And without Jules, honestly, Rue would probably like number 2 on the list, Grey's Anatomy. Now, before I say anything about Grey's Anatomy, if you watched my Get to Know Me video, my first few videos when I first started my channel, you would know that I am a huge fan of Grey's Anatomy and that is my all-time favorite show, top show ever. I want to be in Grey's Anatomy so bad. Shonda Rhimes, if you're watching this video, I have a twin sister and we love Grey's Anatomy and we would love to be in it even if we are an extra, okay? Wow, like, where do I even begin? Grey's Anatomy is literally the best show ever, and I'm so happy that Shonda Rhimes created this show. Like, if you need a patient with no face, like, even if my face wasn't showing, like, come on, I'm your girl. Who don't like doctor shows? Anatomy pretty much just follows a group of doctors at Gray Sloan Memorial, which is in Seattle. Meredith Grey is the main character, and she's honestly my favorite. I'm sorry, I love her so much. Alex Karev is definitely my favorite second character. I really love him. From the beginning of the show to now, he definitely changed drastically in a good way, and I really love it. I mean, and then again, like, there's so much surprises. There's a lot of new things, new events, new characters. Like, this show never upsets you and it never fails you. So, like, if you have not watched Grey's Anatomy, watch it, please, because if you watch Grey's Anatomy, we can get along so well. We can be best friends. Like, yes. The third show on the list is Handmaid's Tale. So The Handmaid's Tale is a really good show. A society which used to be part of the United States but is not a part of it anymore. Gilead is ruled by a fundamentalist. So pretty much it's strict. The whole state, society, just Gilead in general is really strict and everything, and pretty much the women is treated as property. So no women have a say in anything, what they do, what they wear, what they can't do anything. They section all the women into groups, and all the fertile women who's able to reproduce was forced into one group. Main character Offred, she was forced into a sexual servitude, so pretty much she had to stay at a house, a commander house. Like, these commanders are like big people, like they're the leaders, the rulers of the whole society pretty much. And so, like, all the women is forced into each home of a commander, and they're forced to procreate with the commanders and give them children because their wife couldn't. So, like, it's just really crazy. And Offred, which is the main character, she's a good actress for one, determined to survive and find her daughter that was taken away from her. So I guess I can't wait till the next season to come out. If you have a Hulu, I definitely advise you to watch The Handmaid's Tale because you won't regret it. So the fourth show on my list is Game of Thrones. Like, I love Game of Thrones and I'm so sad that the show is over, but like, The show was amazing. The show is kind of in the medieval fantasy times, so it's not like up to date type of show. It's kind of like in a back then medieval times. I don't even know where to start with Game of Thrones, because if you have not watched Game of Thrones, it's really hard to explain what the show is about. It's just so much going on. I can't pick one thing about it. But pretty much the show is about two powerful families who's playing a deadly game to become the king or queen of the 7 kingdoms of Westeros. As you get more into the show, there's gonna be a lot more powerful families. Number 5 on the list. So, back to Grey's Anatomy. Shonda Rhimes created Grey's Anatomy, and she also created Station 19, and that is another of my favorite shows that I really, really love. Now, Grey's Anatomy was about doctors. Station 19 is about firefighters, and it's amazing. Like,
how does she keep coming up with all of this good shit?
Like, Station 19 pretty much follows firefighters this time. But Station 19 is just a group of firefighters, Andy Herrera being the main character of it. Pretty much follows the day-to-day life of what firefighters do. They save lives, you know. The 6th show on my list is This Is Us. Now, This Is Us is another good show, and it's also on Hulu as well. This Is Us is a really, really sentimental, emotional, dramatic show, and I really, really love it. So pretty much the show follows around Jack and Rebecca, which is a married couple. Jack and Rebecca, they're pregnant. They're about to have a family. They're pregnant with triplets, which is amazing. Triplet names are Kevin, Randall, and Kate. So Randall is not their blood son because the 3rd child of the triplet didn't survive. So Randall was actually adopted the day that they gave birth because he was left at the fire station. The family is a Caucasian family, and Randall is a African American man, but they form a family and a bond, and it's really, really amazing. I really love how the time frame of the show does not stay the same. I love how it dates back to when they were babies, to when they're grown, to when they were teenagers, to when they're in college. Like, I just love like stuff like that. 7th show on my list is Manifest. Now, Manifest is a really, really great show. It's a show on NBC. Flight 828, long story short, disappeared in the real world. They disappeared. The flight disappeared, and for the people that was on the plane, they were only on the plane for a couple hours, like say like 4 or 5 hours maybe. But in real life, they were missing and declared dead for 5.5 years. Everybody on the plane, they thought, you know, everything was normal. They thought they was on a regular plane. They landed safely. As soon as they landed, police officers and everybody was like, hey, you guys have been declared dead and missing for 5.5 years. Like, where have you guys been?
They're like, what?
Everybody on the plane did not age a day. Michaela and Ben Stone, their brothers and sisters, they were on a family vacation. Michaela, Ben Stone, and his wife, and their 2 twin children, a boy and a girl. They were also out there with their parents. Like, you know, Michaela and Ben was out there with their parents. Some of the family got on the flight that they were waiting on, and the rest got on the flight that they had to get on because the flight was full. Michaela, Ben's son, all 3 of them got on the flight 828 and thought it was going to be a regular flight. His daughter that got on the flight with the mom, she aged 5 years, so she's not even a twin anymore. Number 8, we have Good Trouble, which is a spin-off of The Fosters. If you have not heard or watched The Fosters, it was a TV show on Freeform. Good Trouble follows Callie and Mariana move to Los Angeles together, and they're pretty much embarking on a new adventure and trying to figure out what they're going to do with their lives. Mariana, she's more into the IT tech savvy type stuff. Callie, she went into the legal system. She wants to be more into the law, so she's clerking for a judge. It pretty much is just about their life and how living in LA is for them. So we have another spin-off show here. Number 9 on my list is Grownish. So Grownish is pretty much about the Johnson family. Eldest daughter, Zoe, aka Yara Shahidi, which I love her so much. Grownish portrays Zoe as she goes to college and learn how to become an adult. She's pretty much a college girl now. and she's no longer in high school and no longer with her family. She leaves the nest for once, and she's got to learn how to do everything on her own. Number 10 on my list is a Hulu show. It's called The Act. Joey King killed that role. She's an amazing actress. Like, girl, yes. Gypsy, she's trying to escape her mother because her mom is so toxic. She's crazy. As she get older, she realizes that her mom is not really who she says she is. She's trying to get away from her. She opens a Pandora box of secrets that she never knew about, and eventually it leads to murder. The show is a true crime series, so this happened in real life. Someone did die. I don't think Gypsy Rose should have went to jail because she was literally being abused by her mother all her life, and honestly, I really don't think she should have went to jail. The boyfriend, on the other hand, he was crazy. Number 11 is kind of like Station 19, but it's not. 911 is such an amazing show. So pretty much it's about what the first responders of everything deal with. Police officers, firefighters, and dispatchers. So dispatchers are the 911, how can I help you? The show actually draws from real life experiences that actually happened to first responders. 3 seasons out right now, and I'm all caught up. Number 12. Pretty Little Liars, They're Perfectionists. Just a new life, new people. Some of the main characters from the first Pretty Little Liars are still in it. It's pretty much about a group of new students who's in college who has a weird friendship because they're not really real friends. They're forced to be friends by this one guy who ends up dying, and then everybody's like, oh my god, who killed him? And then they're the lead suspects, and it's Pretty Little Liars. I mean, come on. Even though the show did get canceled, which I just found out like yesterday, it sucks because I love this show. But if we're being honest, the main reason why I watch Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionist is because Sydney Park is in it, and I really love Sydney Park. Me and my twin sister love Sydney Park, and we want to be her friend. And we've been reaching out to her on Instagram, but she don't never respond to us. Number 13, Light as a Feather. It's pretty much about 4 best friends who invites this new shy girl into their friend group because she's new, she don't have any friends, but they quickly regret it after this new friend suggests that they play a game called Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board. I wouldn't even play this game. Nobody knew what they were getting themselves into. They thought the game was innocent. They all start dying the way that it was predicted when they played Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board. A game where this one person makes up how another person is going to die, and it has to be very, very graphic and detailed. And they just thought it was a game. 14 is this show called The Society, which is really, really good. It's a Netflix show. Netflix be having a lot of good shows. So pretty much The Society is pretty much about a busload of Connecticut high school students. They were supposed to go on a camping trip, but it was like a storm. They had to get sent back. So they ended up not going. As soon as they returned home, they realized that all the adults were gone. Everybody disappeared but the students that was on the bus. No adults, we can do whatever we want. It started to become like a life or death type of situation. Actors and actresses in this show is amazing. Me being an actress myself, I kind of pinpoint and pick out how an actress is acting. Definitely a good show you guys should check out if you have not checked it out already. 15, last but not least, the show that I have for you guys is called Star. Star is pretty much about a girl who had a dream, but the first thing she wanted to do was find her sister Simone. Both of these sisters were both in the foster system. They got separated when they were younger. Star was like, you know what, hey, I have to find my sister. She did a lot to find her sister. After she found her sister, found her best friend from Instagram, Alexandra, they formed a singing trio and moved to Atlanta, Georgia, so that, you know, they can get signed and get famous and all of that. She didn't honestly let any of that stop her from what she wanted to actually do. There's a lot going on in the show, y'all. The show is really, really good though. Sucks that the show did get canceled, but it's still watchable. So if you guys have not watched Star, I suggest that you guys watch it. I think that is it for my list of TV shows to binge watch this fall. If I didn't mention a show to you guys that's not on my list, you think I should check it out, leave a comment down below and I'll definitely check it out for you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to your girl, and turn on my notifications so you'll be notified when I do post my next video. Love you. Call me up when you need someone to hold. Call me up.